Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to direct your attention to the podium for a special presentation as Southeastern Conference Commissioner Greg Sankey presents the 2018 SEC Gymnastics Regular Season Championship Trophy to head coach Dee Bro and the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 SEC Regular Season Champions, the LSU Tigers.
All right, Dee, you win the regular season title once again, and the way that this league is so competitive week in and week out, how is this team able to do that?
Well, it's all the amazing athletes and the programs and the amount of support that all of our universities have poured into our programs, and our commissioner and all of the people at the SEC, the village that it takes to support a sport like this. But it's week in and week out knowing that we're facing the best competition in the country and the knowledge that we've got all the tools that we need to be successful.
You are the dean of coaches in the SEC. You've been around and seen so much of the way that this sport has progressed. To see what it's become now and how all of these arenas are full even when you all go on the road, what does that mean to you?
Well, it's a life work, but a lot of people, the Sarah Pattersons, the Suzanne Yocklins, those people that have committed their entire careers to seeing this kind of growth and to then live in it and enjoy it, it's just truly gratifying.
Obviously, the regular season title means the world to this team, but another opportunity in this night session to win an SEC championship. What will be key for your girls this evening?
I think relaxing, having a good time, and consistency always wins.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and congratulations to Dee Bro. Let's take a look at who's taking the next steps, brought to you by Regions. And that brings us up to later tonight, Kathy Johnson-Clark at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. We're in prime time. It's the SEC Championship Session 2. Now, that was the presentation for the win-loss record on the regular season of the SEC, but they will battle it out on the floor, the four best teams in the conference, going head-to-head later tonight on ESPN2. Then on April 7th, they'll have their NCAA regionals around the country to qualify to the NCAA championships, and we'll be bringing you those events on April 20th and 21st to NCAA semifinals with 6 teams. Top 3 in each advance to the Super 6 final, and then we'll be on ESPNU for the Super 6 final. It's going to be a thrilling championship to finish up this great season. What a nice day we had today in Session 1, Kathy. A lot of quality gymnastics.
I loved it. I think Session 1 showed such great gymnastics, such team spirit and togetherness, all of them. It really shows why this conference is as good as it is, because they push each other each year, each week, week in, week out, and it just elevated the level of gymnastics and competition. So it was an extraordinary afternoon of competition.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this afternoon session. Sydney Sneed, brace speed for Arkansas, a huge vault.
They started off strong on vault, came up with some very good landings. This was not their highest ranked event, but they did everything they needed to do to set themselves up for their 2 strongest events, bars and beam, where they really, really capitalized with great swing technique. You can really see the hard work that has gone into the improvement of this team from last year to this, and then the competitive toughness throughout the whole meet. And boy, do you have to be tough on balance beam. Started off strong with Haley Garner, a 9.925, one of the biggest scores of the competition. And what a finish. A beautiful, complete routine by Sophia Carter. An exquisite dancer and performer. Hit all the tumbling passes, everything she needed to do to propel them to the victory in this session.
So with that clutch performance, Arkansas by 75 thousandths of a point edges out Georgia in this session 1, Missouri 3rd, and Auburn 4th. Teams 5 through 8 in the SEC provided a terrific day of quality gymnastics, and that's just going to set the stage for later tonight on ESPNU. Now, looking ahead, what we're going to see tonight, the number 1 team in this conference, LSU, they've been above 197 in 35 straight meets. Florida has had finally some team depth, but we'll talk about Kennedy Baker, who tore her Achilles, and how much that might affect Florida. What about Alabama and Kentucky, Kathy?
So we are needing to see Florida step up with their talent and their depth on those routines. And Alabama, they look terrific in training. They're seeded 3rd, but they have won from that position. And Kentucky, how exciting for this team to be in the final session. First time they've appeared in the night session of the SEC Championship, so it's going to be a good one.
Kentucky had a great season this year. They sold out Rupp Arena, and what a thrill that was for the Kentucky Wildcats. There is Tim Garrison giving a few final notes to his team. They'll be coming up at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. LSU Tigers, the regular season champs, number 1 in this conference, ranked number 2 in the country. Alabama, as you mentioned, Kathy, as the number 3 seed, and they've won it before from that position, so never count out the Crimson Tide. And there is Florida. They're loose and just cool on the sidelines, getting ready for a shot at another SEC championship later on tonight here on ESPN2.
Florida hasn't peaked yet. They're hoping that's going to happen here at the SEC Championships. No matter what, it's going to be great.
The Powerhouse Conference in gymnastics, the SEC does not disappoint. Arkansas wins Session 1. Now catch Session 2 at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Now let's get you out to the Vanderbilt spring football case. Dawn Davenport and Jordan Rogers with the call.